right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the January 2022 meeting of the Gender Equity Commission of the City of Pittsburgh. My name is Amanda Nietrauer. I am the present chair of the commission. And also I'd like to thank everyone who is watching live with us via YouTube, anyone who is joining us or tuning in whenever you're able to do so. Similar to how we did it last time, we're just going to go ahead and just go through those who are present, and then we'll name those who are not with us, just to kind of keep it moving. There are a number of individuals who were not able to join us today that they did reach out and let me know, and that is fine, it happens, but we appreciate everyone who's able to be here with us today. Thank you very much, Commissioner Newman, for again offering to take minutes today. We very much appreciate you. And so I'm going to go ahead and do the roll call again for those who are present. Okay, so I'm just going to start with the person who is directly to my right. Okay, Commissioner Ramey.
Present.
Commissioner Newman is present. Okay.
Present.
Commissioner Overton.
Here.
Commissioner Coffey.
Present.
Commissioner Hale.
Present.
Commissioner Gross.
Here.
Commissioner Schultz. Present. Commissioner Hanson.
Present.
And Commissioner Manuel.
Present.
Hi, good to see you. And so not with us today is Commissioner Higginbotham and Commissioner Davidson. Okay. All right, moving right along. So we had talked about this earlier that folks have been very busy. So there were no committee reports to be submitted except for the end of year reports. All of those were placed in the end of year folder for the 2021 end of year report. And the CDAW report was submitted as well into the January 2022 folder, along with the minutes from the December meeting. Do I have a motion to accept those reports as well as the minutes as part of our consent agenda?
Motion to accept.
Thank you. Do you have a second?
Second. Commissioner Coffey.
Great. Thank you. I think that was one of the best rules we ever adopted, was the consent agenda. All right, awesome. So Commissioner Hale, I turn it over to you now for our monthly CDAW report.
Thank you. So this is the report from the Pittsburgh and Allegheny County for CDAW monthly meeting that was held last week on January 13th. We had a guest speaker, Sarah Goodkind, Dr. Sarah Goodkind. She was one of the authors of the Pittsburgh gender analysis that this commission published in 2019. She's also the co-convener of the Black Girls Equity Alliance Juvenile Justice Work Group, which is focused on eradicating inequalities affecting Black girls in Allegheny County, and also a juvenile justice work group, which is leading collaborative efforts aimed at systemic changes to disrupt pathways to juvenile justice for Black youth. I also included in this a link to a juvenile justice for Black youth report, and that is in the notes in the drive. If people want, and I'm looking not at my notes, but at the screen, if people want, I can email it around to the group. Otherwise, we should all be able to have access. And this is a publicly available report as well. We also received reports at our CDAW meeting from the Allegheny County subcommittee on drafting the ordinance. We had decided in December at a subcommittee meeting to go forward with focusing our work for the time being on expanding the existing article that addresses gender or race equity in pay and promotions in Allegheny County for Allegheny County employees. And there hasn't been a lot of work in large part because of the holiday period on that. And then we had talked about as a strategy looking at adding other intersectional gender equity laws or amplifying that. that law as opposed to bringing a CEDA ordinance to Allegheny County, because we've worked on that for a while and haven't made a lot of progress. So trying to focus on what would be with SMART goals, right? Things that can be achievable and that we can be moving forward on. There was a website committee update, which is that we're looking for people to help us update our website. And we also had a brief report on the non-governmental organization commission status of women, New York, which is the United Nations has a commission on the status of women, and New York has an NGO, a nonprofit organization for the state of New York, focusing on the same issues. They had a meeting at a summit for democracy, and I also included in the notes the link for the recording of that, which I recommend folks put on and listen to at some point when you can. We had announcements and updates about the Pennsylvania Family Care Act, and also an announcement about the Racial Justice Summit that's scheduled for this weekend on Saturday, January 22nd. It's remote as it was last year with some really amazing speakers. I'm personally excited about it. And trying to figure out how I can balance attending some sessions with my screen time fatigue. And our guest speaker for next month will be someone, a representative, it's tentative, it's not confirmed, someone from Women's Center and Shelter to talk about their services, which I'm excited because it'll be a former colleague of mine. I recently worked there. So catch up with old colleagues. And that's my report. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Thank you.
Second time today. Okay, I'm unmuted. Commissioner Hale, thank you very much for that update. I always appreciate your reports, and it's always so great to hear what the CEDA committee is doing. You all have been very busy, so thank you. So I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Coffey for our elections and nominations. Very quickly, before we do that, I have a very quick announcement. So I was originally appointed to a 4-year term in an attempt to kind of stagger leadership to make sure there was continuity. And so my term actually ended December of 2021. And so I have been in touch with the mayor's office, letting them know that I'm actually taking a leave. I'm due for my second child the end of March, something that you will never hear me talk about ever on social media, let alone in a recorded session. However, I wanted to let all the commissioners and anyone who has any interest in knowing why I won't be around for a while know why I am taking leave. And so with the overlap of those two things, this just seemed to make sense. I did let Mayor Gainey and his administration know that I will continue to fully support the work of the commission and am here to support him and his administration any way that he sees fit. So if after leave, the mayor decides he would like to reappoint me to the commission, it's something that I would be happy to consider. However, right now my family needs me and I have to get ready for this little one who's going to be here in a couple of months. And so I did reach out to Commissioner Coffey. I did remove my name from the slate. I just felt that this was the best thing to do for the commission and for my family at this time. And just quickly want to reiterate, it has nothing to do with the capacity or capability of this commission to support one of us on leave. We've done it twice. And we know that we can do it and probably do it better than most. And it has been an absolute honor. And so I just wanted to let you all know why, as of now, there are 4 names being put forth for the other positions. And we'll talk about this a little bit more later. But I have dedicated myself to assisting leadership with finishing the reports for 2021. It's just something that's very important to me. And during our working meeting, the commission graciously allowed me to continue to do that work behind the scenes in this space. But for now, today will be my final meeting after a little over 4 years. So anyway, I just wanted to say that. Thank you all. And now I will turn it over to Commissioner Coffey to move forward with our nominations and elections for the rest of the executive committee.
Thank you, Chair Nietrauer, and thank you for your service to the commission and for all of the years that you've put into ensuring that the work continues to move forward. So thank you and congratulations and good luck. Good afternoon, everyone. We are going to move into elections for the 2022 Gender Equity Commission officers. So we will do each of the 5 offices individually. I will make a call if there are any nominations from the floor for said offices. If there are none, we will go ahead and be assisted by the city staff that are on the call to go ahead and place our anonymous votes. So first up, we have chair. There's not a name on the slate. However, I would like to ask if there are any nominations from the floor for chair. Okay. I don't see anyone rushing to unmute. All right. So no nominations. We will be in touch with next steps for what we will do for next month's meeting as it relates to filling that position. So we will move on to first vice chair. We currently have one name on the slate, Morgan Overton. Are there any other names or nominations from the floor? All right, we are ready to vote for first vice chair. You should have seen a pop-up come up. All right. I'm trusting that we're all good, William, to go. If not, please stop me.
Yeah.
You're on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, with 10 of 10 votes in, Morgan Overton is the first vice chair.
Great. Thank you. Congratulations, Commissioner, first vice chair Overton.
I'm
All right. Moving to second vice chair. We do have a name. We have current second vice chair Sarah Hansen listed for the slate. Are there any other nominations from the floor? Okay, hearing none, we will go ahead and vote for second vice chair.
Okay, with 10 of 10 in, Sarah Hansen is the second vice chair.
Congratulations, second vice chair, Commissioner Sarah Hansen. I believe next on the list is secretary. I could be wrong, it might be treasurer, but let's go for secretary. We have a name on the slate of Commissioner Newman, Marcel Newman. Were there any other nominations from the floor for secretary? Hearing none, we will vote for secretary.
Okay, with 10 of 10 in, with 9 votes for Marcel, 1 abstention.
Thank you, and congratulations to our new secretary, Marcel Newman. And finally, we have a vote for treasurer. The slate currently states Commissioner Emanuel as candidate for the office of treasurer. Are there any nominations from the floor? Okay, hearing none, we will vote for treasurer.
Okay, with 10 of 10 in, Janet is the treasurer, no abstentions.
Great. Thank you, William and the team, for supporting elections. Congratulations, Janet, Marcel, Sarah, and Morgan on your positions. Definitely looking forward to continuing the work this year with your leadership. And as I stated, we will kind of put our heads together as the Governance Leadership Development Committee around next steps, how we will support in the absence of a chair. And then we'll also talk with the executive committee about any other ways that we can support this absence until we are able to fill it. So thank you all for your support. The nominating committee is done, I think, for now, for this month. So thank you all for everything. Thank you for those of you that decided to run and are willing to take on leadership roles. And that's all I have. Thank you.
And with that, we do have a first vice chair, who in the absence of a chair is acting chair. So I am now going to step back and allow first vice chair Overton, he looks surprised, to resume and step up and take over as chair of today's meeting.
I wasn't expecting that, but thank you. Former Chair Nietrauer, first of all, I cannot express my gratitude enough for you for carrying this commission, walking the talk and talking the walk, everything that you do with integrity, and best believe your presence will still be a part of this commission. And we wish you the best for you and your family. So with that being said, on our agenda, the next line item is a discussion of plan for Q1 of 2022. I think we still have some ways to go, obviously, as we are now in this transition phase for both the commission and the mayor's office, as this is a bidirectional effort of moving forward. And as mentioned during our working meeting, I think an incredible way to just keep the momentum up of the things that we fight for as a gender equity commission, and just for the community to be engaged and tapped into what we do, is to invite guest speakers for our monthly sessions. Beyond that, are there any other suggestions or immediate comments about how we should move forward for this first quarter of the year? I think this is going to be an organic process as we go.
Morgan, I would just like to submit an invitation to the LGBTQIA+ Commission as one of our guest speakers, as an idea for folks to consider.
I absolutely love that. I think we have a lot of sister commissions here as part of this city, and you know, we tend to work in silos in Allegheny County, and I'm sure that could be the same thing as commissions. So to reduce a duplication of efforts, it would be nice to know what other commissions are working on. So I wholeheartedly am in favor of that idea. And I implore each of you, you all have robust networks that you have in your corner that you're involved in. We ask if you know of any incredible folks here on the ground in the city who are doing amazing things, to invite them to our space for our own benefit and education, but also for our viewers as well. Are there any other suggestions? Jessie?
Thank you. I don't know if this is for the first quarter, but I'm wondering if we want to extend a formal invitation to our new mayor to come and speak with us. I know that we've done that a couple of times in the past. So and again, that might just be dependent on the transition and what we're hearing back in terms of organization, but I would welcome an early visit from him.
Yes. I am in full favor of that. I mean, the commission, I was thinking about this earlier, that we kind of operate as, you know, we're 16 years old, we can drive a car, but we still need direction from our parents. So that I see that as the mayor's office. We're not fully independent yet. So I would love to see Mayor Gainey come to join us. I mean, a lot of his platform was based on our report. And this is the space for us to co-curate. But I see you cracking up, Amanda. This is the space for us to co-curate our work, but also ensure that we're in alignment with one another, right? So I love that. And Janet, I saw you went on screen. I don't know if you had anything to add, or if you just want to show us your face, and we love that.
I do, and this is a plea to my fellow commissioners as well as to those that are listening, and that is the Pay Equity Project. And so we have, again, another training session that is scheduled for next Wednesday, I believe, and that will be, if I have my calendar out, the 26th at 5 p.m. Again, it is a free training, and it is only for 1 hour. And for my fellow commissioners who have not attended any training at all, I ask for your support as the chair of this committee, but also support that this is the work of the commission. It's broken down by committees, but this is our work. And so we have another training that is scheduled for next Wednesday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And we will also have additional trainings as City Council has approved the extension of our contract with AAUW for us to continue to do additional training. And so trainings will be scheduled throughout this first quarter and all throughout the year. But I need the support as the chair of this committee, as you as one of the committee members, and Marcel, who is a fellow commissioner and a committee member. We need everyone's support to get this word out. This is the work that we as a commission are doing. And yes, I appreciate those that forwarded the announcements, but I need you to attend a training if you have, and support this effort. Our goal is to train 7,500 in 5 years. And we need all hands on deck, all support. Thank you.
Go ahead, Jessie.
Janet, thank you so much for all of your work on this. I had a quick question for you. I know there's been so much, balls in the air, and we're in the middle of a big transition. I know some of the local universities and others had offered to partner, and we were kind of waiting with COVID to see if we wanted to do some on the ground partnering with folks. I know, for instance, my university would love to partner and host something. Do you foresee us doing on the ground, like face-to-face training? Should we wait?
Yeah. Well, right now there will not be any. I do not see in-person training this first quarter. As we know that this most recent variant is running rampant, and we want to be mindful and careful and respectful. So the first quarter, there will not be any in-person. We just cannot chance it. We hope that things will taper down, and hopefully we can start having in-person training sessions. If not the second quarter, hopefully the third quarter of this year. That is our desire. However, it's contingent upon what is going on with COVID-19 and the many various variants that comes along with it. We're 2 years into this, and I really thought, just like everyone else, we would have been out of this and we would have had in person. But right now, from a safety standpoint, for the first quarter, we are keeping it virtual. We hope we'll take a look at what is going to happen for the second quarter, but I can speak matter of fact for the first quarter, because all the reports state this is not going to go away till towards the end of February with this new variant. So we don't want to chance it. So yes, we still have your respective university on the docks as one that raised their hand to do an in-person. We're just waiting for that time. Thank you.
Councilwoman Gross.
Great, thank you. And Director, could you, for the record, as we do pretend you're in City Council chambers, could you remind us and the public who might be listening the, like where, when, who should sign up for the training? How do they sign up and register? Could you kind of give the login or the email address or website address?
Well, there's a separate login. There are flyers. There will be a flyer that will be created. So that will be shared with all respective
For
commissioners.
next week's, I'm sorry to interrupt, for next week's meeting?
Yes, so I am getting the login information from AAUW, and then it's a special login, so I can't repeat it. I'm
But
certain
if I tell my next door neighbor right now and she wants to sign up, where should she go to sign up?
it will be posted on the website of the GEC, and then also a flyer, just as it has been sent out before. It will be sent to all fellow commissioners tomorrow, informing them that the time will be next Wednesday, January 26th, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And then there will be a special login that will be included in the respective invite flyer. But the flyer is sent out to all of our partners, as well as it being posted on the website of the GEC.
Right, and the Gender Equity Commission website is, if you just could Google City of Pittsburgh Gender Equity Commission, which I just did, it takes you to pittsburgh.gov/GEC/. And I see that that website has a variety of links. And so I'm not sure if one of those are how to sign up for, again, next Wednesday, January 26th,
Mhm.
6:30 p.m. I think you said.
5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And anyone should sign up, or
Anyone.
open to
Yeah.
anyone?
Anyone.
Great. All right. So we got something in the record. And then once we get the flyers, if you didn't already forward them to all city council members with the request to advertise, I can help with that. Or I know you know how to send to all city council members. And then maybe I can flag it so that they can also try to post on their social media. If there's anything else, let us
No,
know.
that will
And planning
happen.
ahead, also, just a reminder that we do have some budget at the city for direct mail, even if we haven't done that already.
Perfect. Thank you.
Former Chair Nietrauer.
Just a very quick comment of support for this initiative and for the Workforce Equity Committee. Just a quick reminder that in the absence of an executive director and any administrative support, I'm really grateful to Councilperson Gross for bringing this up. This is one of the reasons why it's so important for everyone to be all hands on deck on this effort, because it's a lot for one person in one committee to try to get all of this out, which is one of the reasons why Janet has been getting this information out to all the commissioners. And so if you all have support, if you all can focus on your respective networks to get this information out, any and all support that can be given to this committee, because it's a lot, as we know. And so, the hope is that we'll get someone as soon as, we're able to get someone, but in the meantime, they're going to need all the support possible. So as much as my recommendation is, as much as everyone can help get the word out with the posting, all that information, the Workforce Equity Committee has done a great job of sharing the details of the who and the what and the why. And so it really is just a matter of the where and when, which they have done an excellent job of keeping moving forward. So it's the rest of it that they need help with. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there, that until the commission gets an executive director, they're going to continue to need all the help they can get with that kind of support.
Mm-hmm. And I may be repeating, thank you, Amanda, for that. And I may be repeating a point that Janet already mentioned, but, in order for us to really advocate for and push for what we're trying to accomplish as a commission, we can't have, inner silos of knowing, oh, I didn't even know the workforce equity even had this sort of workshop and what it entails, because I went to it and I learned something. I felt empowered. I wanted to share that information. And that made me feel more strong about our message as a commission. So I encourage strongly for each of you to attend just one of those sessions. I promise it's worth your hour. And Janet's a wonderful facilitator, and the folks at AAUW are wonderful as well and really believe in this work. And it only just makes us stronger. I mean, I've already said it, but go to a session. Is there anything else regarding Workforce Equity Committee or anything else regarding Q1 of 2022? All righty. So for those who watch our sessions, and of course, all of us here in the commission know that we typically get policy updates from the mayor's office, but that is on hold for now, again, as we are in this transition phase with our new Mayor Gainey. But we will definitely pick those up as things are more fleshed out and everything's more developed. So we can go right on to the next bullet and talk about old business and continuing our discussion of completing our end of year report for 2021 and our policy recommendations. So again, for those who need a reminder, who have seen us talk about this in our previous last month's session, we are aiming to develop a report of policy recommendations for the new mayor. And we had this discussion just in our previous working meeting today, but are there any other things that anybody would like to ask, flesh out regarding those two reports? And again, thank you so much, Amanda, for your willingness to have a voice in seeing these documents through. We value your insight and your expertise to ensure that you have a hand in how we can work hand in hand with the new administration. So we welcome your input. At least I do. But is there any other thoughts regarding those two reports? Thank you again, Jesse, for drafting, meticulously mapping Mayor Gainey's goals with that of our two reports and our current ideas of what we want to see for the city of Pittsburgh. So thank you for that. Any other thoughts regarding those reports? Yes, Jesse.
Morgan, I'm not sure if we said this in the working session, but just so everybody here knows, that document, you should have a link. I believe Amanda had sent it out via email to everybody. That includes everybody's feedback from the last meeting. All of your corrections, additions, and suggestions have been incorporated, including specific language corrections. We didn't have a whole lot, but everything should be in there now from what you all provided in December. So it's a clean copy. If you're looking, all the comments have been approved and updated. So if there are any additional suggestions and corrections, we can make those, of course, but what you're looking at should be a pretty updated as per our conversation last month.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Deb.
Thank you, appreciate it. I'm really impressed by how much material is in there. And so thank you to everybody for all of their work. And I haven't been closely engaged, but I was really happy to see it today. But I noticed there's one point that I might be able to help with, and so I'll just email more feedback. Is the row, and I've taken it down on my screen, but there's a row about public funding into real estate development projects, and that's something that my staff and I have been researched for a long time. And I think that the public funding into development projects is probably more expansive than the examples in that row. So it's, maybe I should pull it back up, but I'm recollecting that the examples were things like, housing type developments that I'm really enthusiastic about, like cooperatives and land trusts and things like that, that those should be gender disaggregated. And so that's great, but it's true that the city funding into development projects isn't only in affordable housing. So we want to make sure, one of my long-standing desires for disaggregated data that I don't have, and I always bring up, so forgive me, is that, for example, every tax abatement and tax credit that developers get, some of those are commercial projects, for example, office buildings, or, for-profit market rate housing that has gotten city tax reductions is also, indirectly city funding into a project. So those should also be, I think, gender analyzed by what is their just, intersectional gender impact, negative or positive. So I think that's really a different nuance. And so we have called for the city controller to create lists of all of those projects, like parcel by parcel. So we have some of those in hand, so I can kind of share that by email. And so we can push forward to send a gendered analysis of the either positive or negative impact that those city funds have.
Yeah, thank you so much for that feedback, Councilwoman Gross. I mean, anything that you have to contribute with the context that you have is much appreciated. So thank you for that. Anybody else? So what's laid out in this document now is obviously the working draft. We will not present it in this way. We'll make it clean, because one thing I know about as a policy wonk is that you got to make it brief, concise, and to the point, but compelling at the same time, right? So again, thank you to Jesse and for all of you for contributing to just put these points down just as a foundational layer. And then with the expertise of, for example, you, Councilperson Gross, what you just mentioned helps to create the story and the narrative a little bit more fleshed out, right? So this is all part of the process. So with that said, go ahead, Commissioner Hale.
My comment was just to confirm, and you basically just said it, but just to confirm that this is still an internal working draft document at this point.
Oh, yes.
So we're discussing it at the public meeting, but it's not a publicly available document yet. I think that's probably clear, especially because you kind of just said that, but just to make that really clear at this point.
Right. This is something in development. It is not for the public just yet, but the public should know that we are hard at work making sure that we make our case be known to the new mayor and that we are deeply aligned in our goals. So this is something that we are internally working on, and it will be shared with the mayor and then shared outwardly. So yes, thank you for being on your P's and Q's, Commissioner Hale, for that. Yes, Amanda.
Just very quickly, I just want to, there was some family stuff happening in the background. So if my face was like all over the place, that's what was happening. My screen is blurred, so you can't see the ruckus. But I just wanted everyone here in the meeting and anyone watching to know why my face was the way that it was. Just to be very clear. And I actually loved the complete picture of real estate in the city that Councilwoman Gross presented. So I just want to be clear on that. That's why I looked the way that I did, in case anybody noticed. There's a lot going on here when nap time is over. So that's all.
Listen, we are the Gender Equity Commission. We fully understand when parental duty is in your face. Okay, well, with that being said, given that this is still internal facing work, we will still continue to have these conversations amongst each other. Commissioner Manuel, you came on camera. I don't know if you wanted to say something. Okay, cool. Well, welcome back on camera. And we'll continue to work on these documents internally. So thank you everyone for your feedback. Are there any public comments to kick off 2022? Do our folks at the city know if there are any public comments for us? Maybe not. All right, everyone. I guess everyone is snowed in. So are there any last bits of information that you all want to share with the commission, with those who are watching? Anything as we move forward? Again, we are embarking on a new chapter in Pittsburgh. This is a very exciting time. I'm very happy that I get to witness history being made in our city, and knowing that we are each a part of this history, and doing this in a collaborative, sustainable way. So, as we are in the midst of transition, we are looking upward and onward throughout all of it. So thank you all. Thank you for bearing with me with my my abrupt chairing and presiding of the meeting. Hopefully I at least got a B+. If there are anything else, thank you, Amanda. I'm trying to follow your footsteps. If that's all for everybody, we can leave a little bit early, get a little bit of 15 minutes left to your afternoon. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'd like to make the motion to adjourn today's meeting.
Second.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Commissioner Hale. Thank you, everyone. Stay warm, stay safe, order your COVID tests. They are now available on the USPS's website. Be safe, everyone. Till next time.
Take care, everyone. Bye.